Um, I make these in the evening, but I do want to say something about it getting it is the other dimension of our part of my videos on what's going on with that international banks and currency markets and stuff like that I'm trying to tell younger people about. Part of it is like the people who live in reality and aren't like doing social science experiments at like liberal colleges that don't help anything, um, or whatever's showing up in your like idiot box. The fact is that until there's some kind of major like structural adjustment, like for people who are if you're in the investor class, you'll probably have a roof over your head. You'll be fine. But for people who don't have jobs and people who live on the street and everything, things are going to stay the way they are until there's some kind of large scale structural change. That's the truth. Um, it's the truth. So that being the case, it's getting cold here, and I'm in like sunny California. So being that wherever you are may be even colder. Um, you do have to be kind of like not working and wandering around making videos to really notice that there really are like colonies of homeless people living everywhere, and most of them don't look like the homeless people from when I was growing up who look like a certain way. I mean, these a lot of these people are people that really are just like we didn't expect to be living on the street, and nothing is. The liberal universities are full of social scientists who are like studying the problem itself, the problem of homelessness itself, and it doesn't really help anything because they won't address these large scale structural problems that have to do with things like currency trading. They won't address that. If you want to ask about it, you're considered to be part of a far right wing group. As it gets colder and we get near Christmas in the Christmas season, and you know, you it isn't that hard to like you know, go do a good deed. Um, all these people that work at these organizations and doing like complicated studies on how to solve problems and like, all that. There really are just tons of hungry and freezing people out. Um, you can bring them a blanket. You don't have to have a business card and work for like an NGO or do some shit like that. You can like go bring a blanket to them. It's freezing out. Um, or in your neighborhood, if you see like people who are like on the street, like it's not a lifestyle choice. Like on the like that part of the economy for like poor and working people is gonna be like this. There's just people wandering around with nothing to do. The only people who are alright are people like me, you know. But and really everyone else is doing terrible. And even people who have work, because of hyperinflation and a variety of things and the cost of living, they're lining up at soup kitchens too, even though they have a job, because they don't have a good job, because there are no good jobs. For a person like that who doesn't have, lots of degrees or something. So I'm gonna make a series on what you could do, like the reminders. you know, Now it's freezing. And now they just don't just not have food. Now it's freezing outside, and I don't even. It's not even here. Like I was wearing a sweatshirt, and it's fucking freezing. Well, I passed the church on the way there. There's a colony of people outside there too. They must be fucking freezing. I mean, they have to be. You know, um, you can just take an extra blanket and bring it over there. They'll be appreciative. Um, you know, leave out some cans of food. You don't need a can opener to open. It's going to, as it gets colder, these all these people, and like I said, these aren't people like from back in the day that ended up homeless because they're like heroin addicts or something. A lot of these people are people that they never expected to be living in the street. It's the way things are at this time. All the weirdos and like liberals and social scientists working on the problem itself are actually making things a lot worse because like they um, don't know about reality or something. I don't know. So, when you get home from work, you can like find a old jacket you don't need and give it to the people freezing outside. It is getting cold. That's the sort of other side of like hearing about what like currency trading and stuff is doing to the economy. For people like that, it means there isn't much like hope at this time because they're until they start a new wave of jobs or get new kinds of production going or release all the new green technologies so that we can do something about that. People don't really have employment. Not really. Um, Those are my thoughts this morning. By the way, to the game players who see this, oh, I don't know how you do it. It really is a mystical dimension. The guy with the hat showed up again. Alright, every time he always has like strange gifts that would indicate, I don't know, if there's psychics or I don't know, there's always something real specific that's like, you need this. Right? I mean, he has random items and he had a stuffed penguin. Well, if you know, if you're, it's, you know, if you know, I don't know if you know my connection to the movie Exorcist 3 is sort of like deep for a variety of reasons. Right, the stuffed penguin. And the cop gives the priest a stuffed penguin. Ah, he had a stuffed penguin. I don't know. I mean, there's psychics too running around with weird hats. That's cool. Anyway, so a thought for the Christmas season.